Hey guys, this is a tutorial on how to create custom watch pillows. So before you get started, just measure out your existing watch box. With the measurements, you can use those to create new watch pillows. Gather your materials. So you need a ruler, scissors, a really sharp knife, Sharpie, and a pen that can write on fabric, and of course a sewing machine. And then the material I decided to use is just some synthetic suede and a piece of cardboard and some very pliable foam. So make sure it's cushy, it's not too rigid, something that will hold the watches in snug. The first thing you need to do is you need to trace out the size of your wrist and just add another 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch depending on your wrist size. And then when you've done that, just cut it out. And that will be the first template. And using that template, let's cut out another one. But on the second template here, we need to make it a 1/4 inch wider on all sides. So what I've done is just measured a 1/4 inch from all sides here. And then when I've done that, I'm just going to connect all the dots together and then cut out that. And this piece here will be used as a template for the fabric. So using that, just use the piece of chalk or whatever you have to write on fabric and outline that template onto the fabric. And don't forget the markings on the side there. Those are very important. This will ensure that when you sew all the pieces together, they line up nicely. Now let's cut out the strip. The length of the strip should be 2 inches larger than the length of your wrist, and the width should be 3/4 of an inch larger than the space available in your watch box. And this is what you should have. You should have a long strip and 2 of those oval pieces. And using the small template that we cut out earlier, let's cut out the foam. Remember, use a very sharp knife here. This is a brand new X-Acto knife, so yeah, it needs to be very sharp. And do this really slowly. This needs to be done with as much accuracy as possible. Any imperfections here will lead to your watch pillows looking lopsided. So go really slow and cut these pieces out as evenly as you can. So the length should be around 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch greater than the room allocated in your watch box. This will ensure that it sits nice and snug inside the box. And again, go slowly. This needs to be cut very straight. Again, any imperfections, you'll see it at the end. So when all the pieces are cut, this is what we should have. So now it's time to sew. Line up the pieces together using the mark we put on earlier. Make sure that the suede sides are facing each other. So go really slow, guys. I know most of you guys don't sew, so enlist the help of your wife or your girlfriend or whoever. This process does take a long time to kind of get good at, so take your time and be patient. When that is actually sewn together, this is what we should see. Now we need to connect the other side here. and I'll run that through the machine and I'll show you. So here, running through the machine, I just connected the other side just to keep the circumference consistent on both sides. And now we put the other side onto the reverse side and we begin sewing this side on here. Again guys, go very slowly and just be patient. And when that's all done, this is what we have. We basically have the final product. It just needs to be refined. So you see these excess pieces here along the edge, make sure we trim all those out. If you keep these in, it's gonna make the watch pillow look very lopsided and it's gonna just mess up the dimensions. Make sure you do it for both sides. When that's all done, you should have a big pile of mess here, and it should look just like this. It's not going to look very nice, but we'll be flipping it to the other side. So now let's flip it to the other side. And that's what we have. Now we just need to put the foam inside. So here's the foam going in. Make sure the surface that is most consistent is on the upside. So that's the side you'll be viewing when the pillow is inside the watch box. Again, go slowly putting this in. It's going to take a while for you just to fiddle around with the foam and the fabric just to make everything sit right. So just massage it a little bit. And when that's all done, this is what you get. And now let's put them into the box. And the great thing about this foam is it's not very rigid. So if you have leather straps, they fit on here perfectly, because with really rigid watch pillows, it's going to stretch the fabric or stretch the leather in this case. And that's all of them inside the box there. And what I like about these custom ones is you can make them whatever dimensions you want. So I made them very snug, so they're not going to fall out the box and they're not going to move around. So if you're ever traveling with a box like this, everything's going to sit very snug. And that is it guys. Thank you for watching.